Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ann Brown on the line, all the way from Accokeek, Maryland. And I just want to first apologize for being a few minutes late. We had some technical difficulties, but guess what? We worked that out. We worked it out. And I am so incredibly proud and honored to have our guest today. This lady is someone I truly admire and respect. You know, I have seen her, we've been friends for years, and I was trying to remember how exactly we met, but I think we're just connected to different people and we started showing up at different things, and eventually it was just inevitable.
Oh, I
But
remember, Ann. Let me just tell you how we met
how
quickly,
did
and you
we
can say,
meet?
"Listen, Circle of Champions, Bob Yates. That's
Circle
where."
up. That's right, Bob Yates. And I had forgotten about him. Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. I started to go to one of his events recently. So you are absolutely right. I'm just so happy that we met. I'm happy our paths crossed. But one of the things I'm really proud of and I appreciate is being able to call you my friend. Because whenever I call, you pick up the phone or we text back and forth. Hey, I'm busy. We both get busy. And no matter what, you still find a way to make time to answer questions, do some things. You know, I've been on the wagon, off the wagon, on the wagon, off the wagon. And you've just always been just so patient and compassionate with me and my journey. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you who this lady is. This is Candice Camille, the Wellologist. And when you experience Wellologist Candice Camille, you get a strong sense of everything about you is about to change. With a very engaging but very direct approach to life, one is left with a sense of urgency to do something now. Once you depart her presence, with her boundless energy, infectious laughter, genuine enthusiasm for life, and a body that epitomizes sexy, fit, and well, one cannot help but be convinced that 60 plus can indeed be the new 40. See, Candace began her journey to wellness and literally went to work and not only became cancer free, but also became an advocate of wellness overall. Candace knows the process and the power of being well. She discovered that healing must come from within. Her approach of operating from a space of relativity and understanding what it takes to be well is the key to being able to effectively lead and engage professional women on the path to living a life of total wellness. She equips them with the tools to elevate their emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical well being, achieving results you can see in your body and feel in your soul. Doesn't that sound good? You see in your body and you feel it in your soul. See, Candice is CEO of Candice Camille Enterprises, the founder of Sexy Fit and Well and Plank Talk Nation. And if you guys haven't done some planks, let me tell you, it's no joke. It may look easy, but it is no joke. She is the planking world record contender, an award winning sought after international speaker and media personality, along with being a high performance personal trainer, certified emotional mastery coach, and Amazon best selling author. She has been featured on the Dr. Oz Show, WUSA 9, ION TV. As a committed community leader, Candice is co founder of Girls Run Incorporated, where she serves as a running and mentoring coach for young girls. Now, I don't know how she has time to do all of that. I don't know. Because I know, I mean, now I understand. I generally have to text her. We're just texting each other all the time, texting. But I'm telling you, Candice, please, I'm just so honored to have you on the line with us today, and just to share a little bit about who you are. Tell our listening audience who you are and how give just some tips on things they can do to help themselves right now. So, first of all, what's your story?
That's my story. First of all, Ann, you're absolutely correct. When I hear you, and I hear when you all read the bio, and I was like, it is a lot. And how do you fit it all in? But we manage it, especially as women. We manage it, and that's what we do. But one of the things about managing, and I learned as I get into my story, I had to learn that I had to manage me first, and I had to be in order no matter what in order to do anything else. So I had to start tracking some stuff. And I always tell my clients, when you aren't tracking, you're off track. So that's like the biggest thing. So, and like she said, I am Candice Camille. You heard my bio. I'm the Wellologist around the world. And when it comes to just being sexy, fit, and well, it's pretty much a mindset, because I think wellness is a state of mind. It's not something that we do. It's who we become. No matter what we go through in life, it is something that has to really take a seat in your soul. And you really, really have to want it. And it wasn't always like that for me. So I'm super excited to be here with you and to just give a little insight on my story, because I'm a cancer conqueror. And yes, I kick cancer's ass. Cancer deserves a cuss word, almost 30 years ago with it. So I learned the hard way. So even when going through cancer and getting it, I had throat cancer. And nobody, when you hear the big C word, you automatically think death or something that makes you slow down or whatever. But it made me look into my life, because in the moment I got diagnosed with cancer, I just automatically thought I was going to die. I was ready to die because that's what we were taught. But the cancer came about from my life, from much running around. We so busy, we're not paying attention. I can always say I got diagnosed with cancer because I wasn't paying attention. We were so busy, and we're moving, and we're constantly moving and really not taking care of us as women. We take care of everybody else. So I got really, really sick for about 18 months, very debilitating. And if it wasn't, when I say debilitating, someone had to clean me, take me to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom on myself, had to lay in the feces to somebody come and clean it up. It was that kind of sick, so you lose all your dignity, everything. So of course you just want to die. So, at a point you have to make a decision. Do I want to die or do I want to live? At the time I had 2 small children, and I wanted to live for them. I still, and on my deathbed, I did not want to live for me. I wanted to live for my children, but that was enough to pull me over to the other side, to really now to start the fight. So along with my children and my husband, who was the love of my life, helped me get through this, because he couldn't imagine me not being here with him, because this was a plan that we made, that we're supposed to do this together. The kids are gone and it's going to be me and you. So you don't get to die. You got to fight. Right. So even in going through the fight, and it was hard. I mean, we gave up so much. He gave up so much to take care of me, because if it wasn't for him and God, I wouldn't be here today. So he's another example where it put itself to the wayside to take care of somebody else. And I get a little melancholy about it, because my husband died. We went through this, and he took care of me. I mean, this was a man that told me he was in love with my naked soul when I couldn't be. So, I get teary-eyed just thinking about him, but he gave so much of himself to take care of me and make sure I got better, to do the things that I did. And I did. I got better. And he didn't recognize the symptoms for himself. So he had a heart issue and he died. And I'm still here. So even as we have conversations to this day, he let me know, listen up, chick, I ain't do all I did to be here for you to mess up and get back here. So, along with cancer and him, he still holds me accountable to take care of myself, to continue to live. And on the path of getting better with it, and I'll tell you how I did and how Sexy, Fit, and Well and the Wellologist became about. Because on the path of getting better, between him and God, I made a promise to God, like, you'll sell your soul to God. Just get me better. And I made a promise to God that I will teach this to anybody that will listen to me. So it was a promise that turned into a plan, that turned into my passion, that went straight into my purpose. So that's where all the P's come from. And now by doing this, I highlight my husband, I highlight God in continuing on it because, and here's another P, and I found the promise. Because even during that time, we deal with some stuff. I was overweight, I was hypertensive, a lot of pre-diabetic. I was 227 pounds. So I went through some of the stuff that everybody is going through now. And a lot of folks say to me, how you be a chunky for 30 years? I don't get it.
If I hadn't seen the picture, I wouldn't have believed it. If you hadn't shown me that picture that day, I was like, yeah, right, 200 pounds. But then to see that picture, I was like, wow.
So it spins me into just that. And I hang on to the promise that I made to God. But, my backstory was I was in medicine. I was in pulmonary medicine. I was in the hospital working in the respiratory department for 28 years. So that's where I thought I would retire to. And then that was it. But God had another plan. And see, sometimes you just got to be very, very obedient and follow the plan. But a lot of the times we forget about the original plan of God, which was supposed to be taking care of us. And no matter what your situation, no matter what your responsibility, nothing should come before your health other than God. I always say your health is the first thing and everything else is the next thing. And that's the journey that I went on. That's the journey that I'm still on. That's the journey that I teach in the Sexy Fit and Well movement, because if you're not a big thing in your life, nothing is going to work. You're going to always see yourself circling back around, trying to get healthy, trying to go on that diet, trying to lose weight. I'm going to start walking. I'm going to start working out. And then you stop. Then you start again. I know that because I was there. I understood it. But when I got to what do I want to feel? I remember Ann coming saying when she started, she was a start and stopper too. She came and she
That's me.
Start and stop her. And I asked her how she wanted to feel, and she simply said, I want to feel sexy. And I can get with this because this is every woman's God-given right to want to feel sexy. But you had to know what sexy meant to you. And that's basically what it was. And for me, sexy means start every day, execute your X-ray vision, and stay yoked up. Because those are the things that you have to do every single day in order to get it, right? If you decide you're going to do something, you got to do it every day, right? You got to execute every day. And believe it or not, it has to be an inside job. That's where the X-ray vision comes in at. It has to be an inside job. And yoked up is that, who are you yoking with? Because even when you look in biblical times and you talked about he yoked up with the cows to get him to where he needed to be, the oxen to get him where he needed to be, it was taking them somewhere. So you have to figure out who you yoked with, who you wrapping arms around that's going to get you to where you need to be. Some of these folks you need to unyoke, let go, because they ain't getting you where you need to be. Again, lesson learned the hard way. Been there, done that, can tell a whole lot of stories. But at the end of the day, I decided the one person I needed to be yoked up was with God. And the next person, this may surprise you, that I need to be yoked up was me. See, sometimes you got to yoke yourself. You got to yank your own change. You got to make a deal with yourself in order to get well, in order to be well, if that's what you want. It goes right back to, what do you really, really want? Because again, we do what we want. We really do. So if you really want to be well, it's nothing stopping you but you. Or I can honestly say to you, and then it's something you just don't want. And be honest with yourself. Most folks that know me as the coach, the trainer, the wellologist, I'm straight up no chaser. I don't have no time for this stuff. I'm going to hug you and give you the truth. So that may be a little smack, right? And that's basically how I got myself there. Like I said, before the Wellologist existed, or even the certifications in terms of I'm a certified personal trainer, I'm a certified emotional mastery coach, I'm a certified nutritional coach, and that's just later on. But I had certified myself in this long ago when I made a decision to get well. Then you have to know, what does well look like to you? And I can tell each and every one of you right now, wellness is a state of mind. And we said that. But there's 4 things that you have to do in order to be well. And I want you guys to write this down, because we're talking about basics. Basics. We're talking about going to basic training. The first thing that you have to do is you have to eat well. That's number 1. The second thing you have to do is sleep well. Number 2. The third thing you have to do is hydrate well. Number 3. The 4th things you have to do is move well, of course. Y'all all know movement is a mindset, and it's also my jam. So movement is my jam. That's the one thing that got me out of the bed to running a marathon to this day.
Wow.
I couldn't walk. I had to crawl to the bathroom, right? Always think about Martin Luther King when I go back to that moment of being on the floor when I got out of bed and I fell on the floor, and I remember my husband coming in the room and saying, how the hell you get down there? And, I told him God threw me on the floor. He thought I had gone. But I had a conversation with God. And that next morning, unbeknownst to me, really understanding the spirit of God, that I went to move. I couldn't move by myself, and I fell on the floor because I didn't know at the time that I was weak. All I knew is I can move right now, and I fell on the floor. But you know what, Ann, it hurt so good. And that's basically what I said. But that was the beginning of my journey, because like I said, I believe when Martin Luther King said, if you can't fly, then you got to run. If you can't run, you got to walk. And if you can't walk, you got to crawl, but you got to keep moving forward. And on that day, it was like, told my aides, like, don't touch me, leave me alone. I'm going to the bathroom by myself now. And I couldn't move, couldn't crawl. I didn't quite make it to the bathroom, made a mess right where I was, but I tried. And that's what you have to do. You have to take the first step. So because I was so weak, I was like, okay, how do I get stronger? I was the smart kid, I was a smart woman working, in the hospital, had certifications, all in the stuff that I was doing. And I was like, one thing I know about the body, because I worked in bodies, I've been helping people breathe for a very long time. Right. And I know that about the body, there's only a few things that you have to do to keep it strong. Number 1 is you have to feed it really good food. Right. And you got to move it. That was one of the things I know. And I know I wasn't eating right. So I had no strength. Like I said, I was 220 to 27 pounds, so it's a matter. By then I was a bag of bones. I had nothing, so I had to eat. If I wanted to crawl, I had to eat. So there was no food for me back then. It's Isocal. We call it Ensure today. And I drank Isocal and I drank Alsocal. And one day I crawled. But see, here's the caveat to that. I practice drinking that stuff every single day so I can crawl. So if you want to change something, you got to practice every single day. If you trying to have a transformation, it's not a one and done. A transformation is a series of practices and changes over time that you have to keep up. So I begin to practice eating so I can practice moving. And every day I practice eating. Every day I practice moving. I crawled. One day I made it to the bathroom by myself. Then one day I was able to stand up with my aid and walk. Oh, it was on and popping then. Right? Give me some more food, because now I understood, wait a minute, what happened? The food, give me, I hated that stuff. But when I started standing and walking, I was like, give me some of that. Give me some of that. Get me out the bed. Get me out the bed. So my husband then was still a little afraid, thought I was going to hurt myself. So he told the aide, because people that you care about, they hover because they love you, because they think that was their way of love, and not really understanding. So he used to tell the aide, don't let her get up. Just make sure she rests. I just wanted to be okay. And when he would leave to go to work, I said, if you tell him, I'll get you fired. Get me out of this bed, right? So we got up every single day, and every day as I got better from eating, drinking water, and moving, I was able now to get out of the house. We used to call it cab, go to the park, start walking with my cane, walking. One day the canes went away, drank more Isocal. Now I'm strong enough to able to eat food. So now they were able to puree my food and eat food. And then it got better. Then it got solid. You see where I'm going with this? Practice. I practiced eating. I practiced moving. And 18 months later, I ran a marathon.
Wow.
See, you gotta practice. 18 months later, I had a 6-pack. Come on, somebody. You gotta practice. And you gotta practice. But here's the thing: you gotta know that you deserve it. I after my children, I deserve to live for them. You gotta want it, and then you gotta do it. And then you just got to keep doing it. When it comes to being well, there's no expiration date. Do you still know I still do the same things now that I did back then? See, because you can't stop once you get the power of what you want to feel, because that's what it's all about. So after I got the power, and meaning that my power was what? Eating well, moving well, sleeping well, hydrating well, right? Read 3 books. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, the Bible, and Back to Eating with the food. Those are my 3 Bibles that I still reference to this day as I'm teaching. So I still do the same thing that I expect you to do. So when you come and say, how long do I have to do it? I get perplexed. So that's what it is. So you got to find your movement, right? You got to find your meals. But you first have to find your mindset. So when I talk about sexy, fit, and well, and what I do and how I assist women in becoming sexy, fit, and well, it's through meals, mindset, and movement. Those are the 3 practices that you have to take. And we're in you're in the travel business. Because you're going on vacation and because you traveling across the world don't mean your plan stay home. I got news for you. You got to pack your plan in your suitcase, and you got to figure out, how does it work in Dubai? Because I seen you over there. How does it work across the board, across the world? That I still have to do the same thing if I want to feel the same way. And that's how I get up every day. How do I want to feel? I want to feel sexy, fit, and well. So I got my plan, because discipline is nothing but the plan. Commitment is a decision that you made. Consistency is going to get you to working the plan to the letter of the law, because that's how you get disciplined. But it doesn't get to stay home with you. It doesn't. It's you. How do you leave part of you home? If you have done these habits every single day, how do you leave those habits at home? Because we got on a plane and we went somewhere. So there's some things you got to do, Ann. You want to know what they are?
Yes. What are they, Candice? What should we be doing?
All right. So of course, one of the reasons why I wrote the book, Sexy, Fit, and Well, one of the reasons why I wrote this book, it was basically for travel. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Sexy, Fit, and Well, fitness on the go. Like it means that we're going but we still get to rock to the rhythm of our thoughts, right?
Exactly.
You still get to rock to the rhythm of thoughts. So when people pick up this book and they see me planking on the cover, it's cute, right? They see me planking on the cover. It's like, oh Lord, there she go. There she go with the planking thing. But let me tell you something, y'all. Planking got so much power to it. It's unbelievable. Once if you get 30 seconds of it, it's on and popping. You in there like Mike. Let me tell you. But the Fitness on the Go book was basically for those that's always moving, but you still got to think. So the book is based on, a word. How do you want to feel every day? And one of the first words that I remember always wanting to feel, I wanted to get free from cancer. I wanted to get free from being in this bed. I wanted to be free to do what I wanted to do. Life had stopped for me as I was in the bed. So, of course, freedom is the first word in here, and that's where it comes from. And basically, it just means the power to think and do without hindrance or restraint. It's like, what's holding you back from doing what you have to do? And then there's an affirmation that simply said, my freedom to choose is my freedom to change. You get to decide if you want to change. You get to decide if you want to go on vacation and take your workout with you. A lot of folks say, how do I work out on vacation? Well, first of all, you get the book and it's going to show you how to work out. Because even in that freedom workout, for every letter in that book, and these workouts take 5 or 10 minutes. Every letter in this book tell you something to do. So there's 3 things, and these basically the same 3 workouts that you should be doing every day, don't matter where you are in the world. You don't need a gym. You don't need special clothes. You can do it butterball ass naked. It don't matter. You can do it any kind of way that you want. It's truly up to you, but the key is to get it done. So the first one that you want to do is, of course, planks, because planks touches everything. It's one of the few movement that touches 6 muscles in your body. So right in 30 seconds, you got 6 muscle groups out of the way.
Now, I've got to ask you about planks now, because planks would take so much out of me that I tend to do those better in the evenings because I just get so tired. And then after that, it just uses every muscle group. And then it seems like I rest better if I do my planks before I go to bed. How are you?
Don't matter.
Do you do them in the morning? You do, but you do them all day. I've seen you on.
But I don't. I don't. I do it in the morning and I do it at night. I mean, I've shown my clients to do them. But let me just say this to you about exercise in you. And that's why we all have a problem right now with it, because we're looking at so much information and everything is so cookie cutter. But we are all unique in our own lives and in our own feelings. Because that plank in the morning takes your day away from you, then no, ma'am, planks don't work in the morning, don't do them. See, you got to get it in where you fit it in that fits best for you. There is no, it's a myth that says you should do it in the morning. There is no rhyme or reason as when you could do that. You got 24 hours to get it in. Get it in where you fit it in that works best for your life. So this is where you don't make excuses. You make adjustments based on what your body is feeling. So that's with the plank. So at night, do them and then go to sleep. Because now you're working on, those basic trainings, because you've done your movement and the movement help you sleep. So absolutely, you got to find a way. Everything that you read about, all the information out here, let me make it very, very simple for you, because I teach in such a simple form. You got 24 hours to move your body. Where you move it at is based on your life. What does that look like for you? I work out in the morning because I like it. Do you like it? You may not. It's totally up to you. And that's why even when I started the Live Fitness Club, and I made the video, my team was like, are you crazy letting them get these videos at any time? I was like, look at here. Everybody can't get up with me at 6 o'clock. They gonna need to come on back in here and get these videos at any time. So I see people coming back at 3 a.m. If 3 a.m. works for you, then that's where you get it in. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. The only thing the Wellologist would tell you, and when did you do it? I don't want to know nothing else. Did you get it done within these 24 hours? So that's about the planking. Any exercise, actually, whether you're going to plank, that's number one. When you talk about tips, whether you're going to squat, because squatting is another one. It got a bad rap too, because my knees hurt, my back hurt, all kinds of stuff. I hear people, oh, I can't squat, I got knees. I got news for you. You and I sitting down, and anybody listening right now, we squatting because we sitting, we in the same position. So if you can't, just get up, sit back down in a chair. Get up, sit back down in a chair. You squatting. Everybody can do that. We do it all again. But if you're trying to squat without a chair, go into the back of the sofa. If you're in a hotel room somewhere, they got chairs that has the armrest on the sofa. Just squat right down to the armrest and get up. You don't have to go low to get into a squat. You just got to go where you can go until you get low. See, a lot of us trying to do it fast because of what we see, but you got to be where you be in order for you to get where you want to go. So if you can't squat down low, why would you? So you modify. So again, you just squat down a little bit, but the trick to squatting is not on the down. It's how you increase your muscle mass in your butt, how you get the apple bottom and the nice little booty to keep from going south as we get older. You squeeze on the upswing. That's the squat. When you come up, you tighten everything up, then you go back down. You squat a little, you come up and tight. Same thing. You can hold on to the chair. You can hold on to the wall. Like I said, you can squat on a chair. You can squat on a sofa. Practice. Remember, we talked about how I got to walk and running. I practice. So there's something you practice every single day. That's number two. Number three is that you push up. Yeah, I can't push all this body weight up. Well, it's your weight. You grew it. You got to move it. So you got to figure out how to push it up. You may not be able to do it on the floor. And if you maybe not full push-ups on the floor, then you may modify it where you bend your knees. There's no such thing as a girl push-up, by the way. Modified push-ups. From a trainer's perspective, modified, period. So you do a modified where you bend your knee. One of the things about the modified push-up is you don't keep your booty in the air. You got to push your whole body up, not just your top part, and leave your butt up. And that's the best thing about the book, because in the back, it literally tells you how to do full push-ups, modified push-ups. It's a glossary back here that tells you all instructions, exercise instructions, how to do every plank there is that I could think of. And also every squat and every push-ups that you go, because those are the basic 3 exercises that you're going to do here. Because if you're away, you take your book with you, you say, you know what, let me just open up this book, right? Today, I want to be formidable. I want to be the formidable opponent. You look at it and say, you know what, I got to do some planks. I got to do a little push-ups. I got to do some standing crunches in the back, show you how to do it. And just like that, you're done. So if you're done just like that, all of these words that's in here, that's what I said, rock to the rhythm of your day, your work, and let your word do the work for you. And this is where you start to change your mindset when you start talking about your mindset in your workout. You bring it all in together where you master your mind and master your body at the same time. So when you start this at home, when you go on vacation, you already there. You taking the habit with you. So whenever I go on vacation, I take my book to y'all, by the way, because there may not be a gym. I may be in unfamiliar territory where I can't go walk, where I can't go run. But all of these things could be done in your hotel room. And all you have to do is make a decision to say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. And when it comes to husbands, I have to say this about my husband, right? because even as I was getting better and becoming a trainer and all of this stuff, because he was still with me as I've gotten well. He died years later that we did it. So he watched the whole formation of me becoming a personal trainer, and he loved squat day. You know, he was like, "Is the day squat day? Y'all just think about it for a second." He was like, "Baby, when's squat day? When you got to practice doing them 500 squats in order for you to pass the test, right?" So he got in there with me as we do this. So I've been doing this for a long time to this day. And we're talking 30 years later. Now, I didn't start planking every day until 7 years ago because I didn't understand the power of it either. But when I understood that I can add that in every single day and I didn't have to do a whole lot to look like I'm looking, I'm telling y'all don't have to do a lot to look like you want to look. But what you do have to do, and the fourth thing I want to give you, is just consistency. Those three things you got to do every day. Do a little bit until you can do a lot. But don't lose faith. Just keep going. And that's how you become sexy, fit, and well. It's just that simple, right? It's really simple.
Wow. That is amazing. So what you're saying is, number one, for those of us who have your book, first of all, for those who might be interested in getting your book and carrying it with them, and you know what, I may get some additional copies and gift that book to some of my clients that I know may want to know may need to be motivated to still work out during, you know, when you're on vacation. What's the link? Where can people get that book?
They can go to Sexy Fit and Well.
So that's www.sexyfitandwell.com
and get the book. Just go to the shop and get the book. And I would love to just hook up with travel agents to get this done, because everybody needs this book in their suitcase. Because, you know, unfortunately, when we go on vacation and we're rewarding ourselves, we think that we don't have to do that. That's just backwards thinking. It really is. Because who says you still don't want to be well while you're on vacation? And why is it that you don't have 10 minutes out of your day? And I want to get real simplistic and say 1 minute out of your day, even if you're going to plank for the minute, whether you do it whenever through the course of your day, you can do your plank, because it will still help you when you get back. Because when you away from your plan for more than 48 hours, like if you were home and you were working out with me and you on this plan and you decide you're going to go on vacation for a week and you don't do anything for the whole week, you're setting yourself up to pull yourself out. Whenever you're away from your plan for more than 48 hours, that third day, your body is going to start responding. So at the end of the day, like, okay, she ain't doing this, so I don't have to bring up this kind of energy. I don't have to do that. And that's why it's so hard for people to get back into the game. So you got 48 hours. If you're going to mess up hard for 48 hours and get your butt back in the game.
Somebody put in the chat, put some planking in your plans.
That's right, girl. I like that.
I tell you, our listening audience is getting so much value from this conversation today. This is absolutely amazing. And so everybody, if you have a question that you want me to ask, just put it in the chat and I will ask it. So just type it in. I am able to see the comments that you guys are putting out there. And so just put it in the chat and I will definitely ask the questions. But I'm loving these comments. I'm loving this engagement, y'all. Keep it going. Keep it going. And somebody says squats, go where you go until you can go low. Hashtag adjust. Boom.
I like, you know, engagement. Listen, engaged. I'm telling you, I love it with engaging, because that's how you learn. That means your soul has awakened and it's taking it all in. So I love the hashtags, and because they will just stay with you. So I get super excited when people get excited about the body.
I love that too. I mean, so many great tips. My freedom to choose is my freedom to change.
That was me.
Powerful, powerful. That is
You
absolutely amazing. That's amazing.
You have the power, and that's what we don't realize. The power of change, whether you're trying to change your body, whether you're trying to change your business, whether you're trying to change your relationships, whether you're trying to change your bank. That four, you have the power to change it. You just got to make a decision and then develop the plan and
Yes.
work the plan consistently across the board.
That's amazing. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to be getting in touch with you, Candice, because I do want to put together that sexy fit and well trip. I know you guys a couple of years ago you actually went to Europe, right?
Yeah.
That sound, I watched it from afar. I saw the pictures and stuff, and I was like, that is amazing. That was hot. Tell everybody, how did that go? Did you guys all work out together every single day? Had you written the book by then?
No, I didn't have the
I
book
didn't think you
then.
had the book. Okay.
I didn't, because I had run the Sexy Fit and Rail retreats, and that's basically what they are. And basically, it's a week with the Wellologist. And yeah, you worked out every day. You worked out twice a day if that you chose to. But one of the biggest things about it was the meals, because 80% of changing your body is through your meals. So 80% of change rather is through your meals. So we worked a lot on the meals. You know, the meals that we had chefs come in and show them what healthy eating was about, because most people think I just eat ice and grass. But if you go to my Instagram page, you see my food. It is like on and popping.
You know what? Let me just tell you, you posted a salmon dish last week, and that thing looked so good. I was like, Nick, I think I want some salmon. And so
That's
we
right.
couldn't recreate what you did, but oh my goodness, we tried. I was like, this looks so good. And it was amazing because it was filling and it was healthy. And I was just like, you go, Candice Camille. But I tell you, when we were together and you actually made that little mousse thing for me.
Oh
It was
yeah,
like,
so that's the protein.
that
That's the
little ice.
protein
Yeah,
ice
I was
cream.
just like, this is so good. I was like, okay, maybe if I learn how to cook like this, I could really I could do this.
And
So
that's what the retreats are about. So when you come to the retreats, that's what it is. And that came from when I was heavy before I got sick. I went to a fat farm. We call them spa things now, but they were called a fat farm back there, where I stayed there for 10 days trying to lose this weight. And during that week, I did lose my 5 pounds. But here's what couldn't happen. I wasn't able to take that system home with me. So who knew years later, in dealing with what I was going to deal with and coming up with Sexy Fit and Well, that I was like, if I could just take that system from that fat farm back then and bring it into life, where it worked around your family, where it worked around your business and worked around everything else, we wouldn't mind staying the course on being well. So that's what the retreats is all about. Pretty much to give you a system, recipes, healthy. I think you have to eat with your eyes before you eat with your mouth. Listen, it got to be cute to me. It got to be cute. It got to be on a plate, and it got to taste good. And if it ain't that, it's a culinary experience. Sometimes I even have to hear it cooking. I have to see it. I have to taste it. And then it has to be colorful and just look real pretty, because that makes me know that, you know what, I'm being well. I'm really, really taking good care of myself. So you have to not be in a rush with trying to take care of you, especially women. So give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Give yourself, don't say I'm gonna exercise every day, because you're lying. So don't lie to yourself. Say I'm gonna do 5 minutes.
that was, I know that was straight for me. I'm taking it. Okay. Been there, done that, done lied, and just been like, you know what? I don't know. I'm not doing it. Here we go.
The last thing, Ian, on that, just one thing I want to mention, because I see it so much, because we have so much going on in our families, and especially through the pandemic, and our responsibilities. And one of the things I want to say to everybody, don't use your responsibilities as an excuse not to take care of you. You are just as important as anything else that's going on in your life. And you have to know that. You have to know you deserve to be well too, even though like I miss my husband who's been gone for years and years and years and years. But when I think of his face, like, Ann, I know with your mom and all the things that happened to you, you got to sit in the mirror and ask them and let them tell you, baby, go be, be good, be well, take really good care of yourself. If you give it a minute, they will tell you. So my husband is like, he tells me all the time, chick, you can't be messing up, get up. So it's a matter of they will tell you because they love you just as much as you love them. So don't use your responsibilities or whatever to not take care of yourself, even if you're a caregiver now. And that's why the book is so important as well. You know what? If you're doing something, especially if you're lifting and turning somebody, your body got to be in order. So you have to really, really take care of you so you can take care of somebody else. And that's basically why it's so important to stick to the plan, no matter where you are in the world.
Oh, I know that hit home for all the caregivers out there. We have a question, and the question is that this person was late, but what does your diet look like? And I know you're probably going to say, well, I don't have a diet. It's just my life.
I have a meal plan. I don't call them diets because listen, diets have expiration dates, but I'm going to answer her question, right? So I do have a life meal plan. I don't deter from it. So I eat 3 meals a day. And I cook them 3 meals a day when I'm home. And when I'm away, one of the things that you do for vacation is that I have certain snacks that I take with me that I can put in my suitcase that I know. I take my protein powder and my magic booger everywhere that I go. It don't matter. I throw that in a suitcase. So that's just as important as my bathing suit. So make sure you're ready. So with your snacks, no matter where you go, and what I eat every single day, don't take any food group out of your meal plan. So you have to have macronutrients and you have to have micronutrients. And let me tell you what those are. The macronutrients is protein. So you need your meat. Even if you meatless, you need a protein source, right? In every meal. You need carbohydrates. Please eat your carbohydrates. That's why y'all so tired, ain't got no energy, because y'all unstop eating sweet potatoes. No, ma'am. Eat your carbohydrates. Now, stay away from the white and the refined. Stay away from white. If it's beige and white, it ain't right. But when you start getting into the colors, you want to get that. You want to eat sweet potatoes. You want to eat brown rice pasta. You want to eat brown pasta and potatoes and all that stuff, and especially the squashes. And third, fat. Believe it or not, fat is more important, just as important as any of them, because the fat is needed in order to get you to digest your micronutrients, because your micronutrients is your minerals and your vitamins. For those of you that is on a no fat, low fat, and you take vitamins, all it's doing is passing through you, because you're not giving your body anything to help it absorb in your body and to break down. You need fat to break down fat, and most vitamins, other than vitamin C and a few others that's water soluble, you need fat to break down the fat. So if you on low fat, or I hear people say I take vitamins on an empty stomach, don't do that. That's the worst thing you can do, because you're hurting up the belly in your stomach. So you're hurting up the linings and everything in your stomach, because you haven't given your body anything to work with. That's why it's best to take vitamins when you're eating all of it, your fat, your proteins, and your carbohydrates. So I put that on my plate. So my meal in the morning, I get up in the morning, I'm a workout in the morning. So I drink a power drink. I drink amino acids. That's the trainer in me. You don't have to do this, but this is mine. The trainer in me, I drink amino acids because I'm on the move every single day. I work out, for an hour, but let me do a roll back. When I roll out of the bed, I go pee, I pray, I plank. So I plank before anything. Then I get up, I brush my teeth, I drink my power, and I work out. Once I finish working out, I make a protein, my ice cream, your souffles that you're talking about. So I'll make my souffles, I'll put the protein powders, I'll do bananas, I'll do some peanut butter or whatever, and I'll just throw it in the blender if I got to get going. If I don't have to get going, I'm going to eat some oatmeal because I like oatmeal. You gotta find your thing. Do I eat pancakes? I most certainly do. If you go to my page, you'll see my protein pancakes. But it's all about the protein, y'all, because protein and goes hand in hand. And then lunch should be your biggest thing. This is where your carbs should come in. At lunch, I'm having, I don't eat a lot of meat, so I'm a pescatarian. So for lunch, I probably did some Beyond Meat crumbles and something and made some sauce on top of my spaghetti with my spinach and a salad, because that's my big meal. That's what's going to get me through the day. And at night, I will eat one of the fish whatever I decide to do with some more vegetables. Play with the vegetables because you do the squashes, all kinds of stuff. And it's long, so we can talk offline if you need more information about it. But most important, when you're cooking your meals, it's just like what our mamas and them used to do. You have potatoes, you have vegetables, and you had meat. It's the same thing. We just got to keep it going, but we have to get better, healthier stuff. And that's basically what it's all about.
Now, someone asked, what do you think about Goli?
I don't think any of that stuff. I don't. They're gummies. It's sugar. It's sugar. I mean, even if you got the apple cider Goli and all of that stuff, it's us trying to take a shortcut. You get a really good vitamins. The gummy is gel. It's just sugar. Get your Goji. If you look at what's in Goji, then go eat it without the sugar.
Well, I know that you have given one tip that you've given me that I really adhere to is I start my day. That was a habit that I started with you, and I've maintained that. I start my day with warm lemon water every day. And I'm not as consistent about putting ginger in it, but when I get ginger, I add the ginger as well. But I start my day with warm lemon water every day, just a cupful, just to kind of keep things going. And it's amazing the difference that it makes. And so, are there any other little tips that you might want to, maybe another little tip you may want to share with our listening audience?
Yeah, I got loads of them, but with the water, water is the elixir of the gods. In the morning, the hot lemon water, and you wondering, should I drink alkaline or whatever? You make your own alkaline water with the lemons. So I'm on a budget, so sometimes I buy Essentia and sometimes I can't. But when I can't do it, if I'm across the world somewhere, ain't no Essentia over there. So you get you some lemon and you put it in the water that you're drinking. Bottled water or either tap water. You can add it in by letting the lemon sit for a few hours, taking it out, and now the water have alkalized itself. So that's one of the biggest tips that you can do. The other tip is that, get used to taking your snacks with you, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're on the move. One of the things that you can do is have your snacks with me. Everybody know I got food in my bag, right? So they always come and what you got to eat, because everywhere I go, I got some nuts. You don't want to have too many, but you want to have some almonds. You want to have some cashews, and you want to do that because, again, they're protein, but they're also big in the B vitamins, which changes our moods. A handful of cashews is like Prozac. So understanding what it is that you need on a daily basis. And the biggest tip I can give you about being well is to get prepared. The reason why we're not well or not sticking to anything consistently is because we're not prepared. So by drinking the water in the morning, making sure you have your snacks, or even taking a Sunday and prepping your meals so you can have it through the week. Meal prep is one of the biggest tips along with everything else. But if you have what you need in the refrigerator, because if you come home hungry as I don't know what, and the chocolate cake is looking you in the face, that's exactly what you're going to eat. because it's right there, it's ready, it's convenient. Convenience is the biggest commodity in the world. Make being well convenient for you, and you do that by having what you need to be prepared.
Wow, that is amazing. This is awesome. And we can sit here and talk and talk and talk, and we have.
We can go over. I'm sorry, y'all. I get so excited about this information.
I tell you what, and so I want to thank you so much for your time. We have got to cut this off. And I want to thank all the guests for being engaged in the questions and everything that you're asking. And so many people are saying, hey, that's my weakness. Some people actually put in pee, pray, and plank. Here we go.
It's a good habit.
Someone actually said, I needed to hear this. Don't let your responsibility take priority over taking care of you. So that was, I know how important it is that that you feel that you're impactful. So I just wanted you to see some of the comments and tips. And this is live on Facebook, so we could definitely share it to your page as well. This has been absolutely amazing. Can they get in touch with you? Your information is on sexyfitandwell.com as well, right? So do you want me to put it in the
but you can put it in, but you can also, so I'm on Facebook, Candice Camille. I'm Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, across the board at the Wellologist. You can always send me a message in my inbox. And for all of your listeners that's there, I really want to give them a copy of not this book. Y'all go to my website and buy this book, but I will give you a free copy of the Sexy Fit and Well Blueprint to Being Well. So if they want that book, anybody that wants it, they can send, I want the book to info@CandiceCamille.com, and my assistant will send them the blueprint to being sexy, fit, and well.
Okay. I am info@CandiceCamille.com.
Yes.
And that is the tips for, what is it?
Well, it's not the tips. What it is just a really, like when we talked about the 4 things that you should be doing to be well: eat well, move well, sleep well, hydrate well. It's that and 4 others. So it's really 8 things, but I give you 8 tips that you can stick to, that you have to do daily.
Okay.
And it's the blueprint to be sexy, fit, and well. So that's what I want to give to everybody here. For those that ask for it. So if you ask for it, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Hey, asking is given. That's just the rule. All right. So I'm just saying, if you want Sexy Fit and Well Blueprint, make your request at info@CandiceCamille.com.
And tell them to put in the subject line, I want the book. Yeah.
Now, is that something that is sent electronically, or
it's electronic? My my assistant will send them back the ebook.
Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's no shipping and handling. If you want
it's electronically, you can read it as soon as she sends it to you. You just download it, and it'll be to you, and you can download on a computer. You can just read it and trash it. It's up to you. Yeah.
But y'all, I tell you, what you want to do is get the book as well. Go to www.sexyfitandwell.com. If you're interested in more information, Candice has a group, and I'm telling you, they work out, they do various things, and I kind of watch them from afar. But I'm coming back. But I tell you what, it's really awesome to see some of the changes. Some of the people that I've seen when they started and now, just some of the changes, and just the benefits of being consistent.
That's all
It's
it
been
is.
absolutely amazing. Yes,
That's
yes,
all it
yes.
is. We've have, I call them my sexy crew. We have sexy crew members who have lost anywhere from 10 pounds to 87 pounds inside of this pandemic. So that because we started this group 2 years ago. So it's a matter, and that's a live fitness club in the food accountability group. They are rocking and rolling, and most of them are losing like a pound or two a week. And all it is because they show up every day. And that's consistency. I think that was the first bracelet that you brought as well.
Yes, and I was just going to mention that. I have some jewelry that's supposed to remind me consistency. I'm not wearing it today, but some great pieces that I just love, and that have special messages on them. I actually have my Sexy Fit and Well t-shirt as well.
Yeah, you can get the
So
sweatshirt, like dance
I
around
need to
the,
get the
the
sweatshirt.
site. Yeah, you can dance. What size you wear, and I get it to you.
Uh, I is it a women's? Is it a women's or is it a men's?
It's unisex. It fits. Yeah.
Unisex. Then I like them. Either XL or 2XL.
Okay, cool. I'm sending you an
One.
XL. If it don't fit, work your way in it.
I
So,
knew
so
it. I knew it. I knew it.
so work around the site. And you can see all the stuff that we have. It's just too much to mention here. But if you go to the website, we have loads of products that's around the whole sexy fit and well movement. And basically, someone asked me the other day, I'm going to tell you this quick and I'm going to get off of here because I thought it was so interesting. On here, you see the lady that don't have the head on it, right? They was like, why your logo, you don't have a head on it on your figure? I said, because it's not about what you're thinking as much as it's about what you're feeling. Because I want you to really feel this in your soul, even when we were developing this. And I was like, no, I want them to feel this, not think about it yet. Because even to change your mind, you got to feel it first. You really got to feel it. So it's all about the feeling. And that's basically what it's all about. It's how do you really, really change yourself the way that you feel, whether you're stressed, anxious, your panic attack, whatever it is that you're feeling, right? How do I change my mind? And you do that, Anne, through one word. I ask each and every one of you on here, what's your word that's going to get you to start your change? And then let your word do the work for you.
That's awesome. Candice, one of the listeners actually said, I love your energy, very encouraging and motivating. Absolutely. Okay, somebody put in the subject, I want the book, but you have to you can't put it in this subject. You have to actually go to the email address we put in the info@CandiceCamille.com and put that in the subject line so that they can get that to you. And so make sure you do that. But I remember, Candice, when I was a part of your group and we were working out consistently, you said, Ann, I'm going to be in your head. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. But I remember when I was in Brazil and we had to do an extreme, well, it wasn't a lot of walking, but it was more walking than I had done in quite some time. And we were just walking from different places and that kind of stuff. And I swear I heard you in my head. And it's like, get up, do it, keep going. What are you doing? And I was just like, oh my God, I'm hearing Candice. Let me just keep.
Do you remember your word though? Do you remember your word?
I don't. Was it faith? It
was fabulous. It
was fabulous.
I remember everything, by the way. Listen, this 60-year-old chick, this 60-plus-year-old chick is, let me tell you, real sharp, just based on being sexy, fit, well.
Wow.
But your word was fierce and fabulous when we first started this. So, yeah.
Fierce and fabulous. And I'm going to pick that up because I tell you, I was just telling Nick, I said, I've got to get back. I got to get back to me. I got to get back to doing what I need to do. So I tell you what, so I'm going to be calling you. I'm getting back in the group. I'm going to be calling you, doing what I got to do. But I want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for this time, for your energy, for bringing this great information and just speaking to our listening audience about not only what they can do when they travel, but also what they can do every single day. Because you've actually, I was going to ask you the difference between wellness and fitness, but you've already talked about that. Fitness is just a part of our total wellness. And
Absolutely.
so a lot of people may think that you're a fitness coach, but that's just a small part of everything that you do. I encourage you guys, get to know Candice Camille and her program. Get on that couch, on that. Do you still have the red couch?
Oh, the red couch never goes away. That's the mental piece. That's and we'll start a whole nother thing. But when you go when you go to the website, and basically just one quickly, it boils down to you can't get your body tight until you get your mind right, because
Exactly.
it's not about how much you weigh in, but it's what's been weighing you down for a very long time
Mm,
that's holding you stuck to where you are. So as an emotional mastery coach and the life coach in me, like I said, when I was getting all these certifications, I just did it so y'all can see the paper. I've been doing this stuff for a long time. But at the end of the day, if you can't unravel what's going on with you, because the only way to really get through anything, or to grow through anything that you're going through, you have to go back through. And that's the
mhm.
only way to really let all of that stuff go and know that that stuff don't matter anymore what your mama did. It just don't matter. And you got to forgive her, and you got to let it go, and you got to grow into the person you want to be. So we pretty much start you on the hunt for the person you have yet to become on the red couch.
Wow, that's amazing. Candace, I have one more question. One more
Okay.
question. And I just thought of this because I was on social media and a young lady had gastric bypass surgery. And she said she had all this, flesh, extra flesh that she was there thinking about what she wants to do with it and that kind of stuff. And so do people have to do women go through that as well when you're losing weight the way you teach in terms of working out? Do you still have that extra flesh?
Not as to that extreme, because when you're going through the draft bypass, it's extreme. You lose a lot of weight real fast. Your body just ain't ready. So the skin is just going to hang because you haven't worked the skin back. And depending on how old you are and the collagen in your skin, because even for me being 227 pounds, my skin went back because I worked it back. So when you start doing, that's why when you hear me say it's not healthy to lose more than 1 or 2 pounds a week, because when you start losing more, your skin is not going to keep up. So that's why you have to trust the process, love the process, and not be in a hurry with this thing, because when you're in a hurry, that's exactly what's going to happen. Like, it won't be as extreme as the gastric bypass, but if you've been a stop and start and you've been going up and down 10 and 20, 30 pounds at a clip, and now when you do it, you still have all this skin hanging. But if you do it nice and easy, nice and slow, nice and methodical, because there's a method to releasing weight. So when you do it nice and easy and don't worry about what's going on in the now, and worry about what's at the end of your destination, and just keep going. So again, making it a way of your life. Like, what does your life look like? So go slow. Don't be in a rush. It took me 18 months. I mean, of consistency. 18 months. Now, I've been consistent for 30 years, but I saw my really big change in 18 months, meaning I dropped that 115 pounds. It took me 18 months to do that, all through it. So, I mean, I was crazy at month 3, like all this work, this crazy. But I had a coach like me that says you just got to stay with it. I become her, trust and believe. Probably she tell me I'm worse than her now. She's still my coach, by the way. And, and I have become her coach because she went through some challenges, and how the student becomes a teacher. So I have become her coach. But at the end of the day, take your time with it. Trust the process and have patience. That's the biggest word I probably can give you when you're talking about developing these habits. Because if you develop the habits now, every day, all the tips that we gave you, that we talked about here, that when you do go on vacation, it's a habit. You will bring it with you.
Wow. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, Candice, thank you so much. What a way to end this segment today. I mean, I know our listening audience got a lot of information. Plus, I know anybody who listens to the replay will get a lot of information as well. This was absolutely amazing. And I thank you so much for saying yes to being our special guest today. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I know that we have gone over time. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this as much as I have. And hey, if you have any questions about fitness, about wellness, about things that you can do, whether you're going on vacation, you're about to go on vacation, you what can you do to kind of stay in the game while you're on vacation? Or right now, you know, a lot of us are trying to get those beach bodies. We've got the vacations planned for the summer. So, you know, you may want to know, hey, what can I do safely, methodically, strategically to have my beach body by the time I go to Hawaii, or by the time I go to Cancun, or wherever it is that you're going. So
well, you can always take your Wellologist with you. You just take me with you.
that is a point. There you go. There you go. Take your personal trainer with you. I know that'll keep you straight. Well, I tell you what, y'all, definitely get in touch with Candice Camille. Get the steps at info@CandiceCamille.com, and definitely go to www.sexyfitandwell.com. And if you're looking to book some travel immediately, definitely go to www.thankyouforbeingnnice.com, because I thank y'all so much for being engaged and being our listening audience. To get when you go to that site, you're going to get some discounts on your trips that you want. And or if you need some personal attention, you need payment plans, or you want me to put something together for you, just get in touch with me, and I'm more than happy to do that as well. I'm going to put my website, www.thankyouforbeingnnice.com, and you can actually get your personal thankyouforbeingnnice.com. Go ahead and get set up and get your discount account so that you save on the travel that you're booking. So with that being said, we're going to have to go. Candice, thank you so much. I love you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate you more than you know.
Anytime, and I'm sure we'll have you again. And I want us to get together and plan a retreat, both locally and internationally. I love for us to do something. So I'm going to be calling you to get on your schedule to see how we can make it happen.
Okay, cool beans. Bye, Ann. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Thank y'all so much.